Abusuafo ye chema Wontumi sese nkomo aba abonten anase ye beka se informations a atumi adrop ebo ye chema Wontumi ho eyina ne se anidaso asa edi ama ye chema Wontumi ene ye ne lawyers. Yes, bebi a omo ekira case no akwakodu ne de enyade a chema Wontumi sese no oni stand ne lawyers no omo akonkoden. Yes, omo ayade nemom chema Wontumi ayade Nsawam ne de ekwan bia so obeko na yes dodo sen na busan political analyst ekira chema Wontumi ebetumi enya ewo eye Nsawam yenko na yenteni na emasese besawa se obe subscribe e de amai bobo notification bell no so for more political updates na busia chema Wontumi yese anida so asa e de amano eye all hope lost abusia chema Wontumi de sese de areho ene esunko na omokira ohyedam a na o chese odi areho no sanso esu yetene na emra eda so aye be media giche be se wa so be subscribe like na wa bo aso ahye ma for person be tie no anya bi ati yedanse.
Last days of Chairman Wontumi. I met with Chairman Wontumi some 3 weeks ago. I went to visit somebody, and there he was in the dark. And the moment he saw me, he rushed out of the dark. He said, I catch you, I catch you. When I looked, I realized that it was Chairman Wontumi. And he told me, Black Rasta, why have you been doing this to me? I am your brother. But I'm not able to watch you anymore. Because anytime I watch you, I have a heart attack. I didn't know where me, sir. Who brand me? Enti yedimiko prisoner. Umbesame. So, Sranu de meba besao pa. Na misao wienso a because attendidie na me di betwa so. Se wa jaja ho saa kodi krono saa asay o man no. Uni nanado. Ni baomia. De nanado ni nam ho kwa. Baomia ni nam ho kwa. Wu na ho akiro. We nimbie ye. We laughed over it. And we took a photograph. This is the photograph. Thank you, MCR. That's it. See, oh, Black. Me unyaneme. Ebe. Unyaneme. Ente ya. Abutre mame why? Abutre mame. I was in a hurry. Running late for a meeting. If I was to stand there, I was going to be about 5 minutes late. So I embraced him and we agreed that we'll meet again and talk. We have not been able to meet from that time for obvious reasons. He's campaigning to pick up political office, yet the jailhouse is very wide open waiting for him. Maybe he will end up being the chairman of the prison canteen. Jesus have mercy. This is Chairman Wontumi. How many people know Chairman Wontumi? And how many people know his issues? In the days of the NPP, this guy was so fearful. Hey, it baffles me sometimes how politicians who behave like tigers and wolves and leopards whilst in power, the moment the power leaves them, they become like snails. They move one step and wait another 1,000 years before they go another step. Then it's an important. Chairman Wontumi in his heydays, everywhere he went, charmai. Hey, you couldn't even beat with Chairman Wontumi. His party robbed and broke this country into nitty-gritties. Can I break it down? Into particles. My brother, my sister. Oh my God. They cracked the coffers of the economy into fissures and crevices. Hallelujah. Hey, yeah, we have never seen a government so dirty and rotten like the Nana Adu Boahen government. What a shame. And Ungwasie, they brought us free education, free SHS. We were applauding, we were dancing azonto to this, not knowing they were fanfooling us. Before we could finish with the azonto, they surrounded us with debt. The finance minister grew his pot belly wearing all white like me today and quoting verses from the Bible. Before they left power, he ran into oblivion, all under the pretext of seeking medical attention that Ghanaian doctors are so incompetent of giving and incapable of giving. Ken Oforiatta. When the whole economy broke down and crumbled like cookies, Chairman Wontumi mocked Ghanaians. He had enough money not to invest in Real Tamale United or Fankoba United or Midiama or even Brekum Arsenal. He wanted to go and buy the real Arsenal. He wanted to buy Chelsea. So much money. Millions. My brother, because of you, I'm struggling and suffering and sweating and gnashing my teeth. Very hungry. Almost starved. Then you hold a carrot or a loaf of bread in front of me, dangling it. And when I stretch my weak hands to try and touch it, you pull it back and say, hey, and in farm out. That was what Chairman Wontumi was doing. My brother, he came on TV, told us that he had enough money to buy Chelsea. We saw him on TV displaying gold. We heard him on TV telling us that forest reserves were fraudulent. And that the white man knew there was so much gold in there. That was why he intentionally made those places forest reserves. So he decided, with the support of an irresponsible President Nana, he went into 2 forests, allegedly, and destroyed them. Nimri Forest, and then Samre Boy. Nimri Forest in Mem, and Samre Boy, he went into those areas, harvested the gold. There was so much gold there, he alone couldn't finish. So he imported Chinese to come and be part of it. My brother, that's Chairman Wontumi we are talking about. He had radio stations, TV stations, Chamai. And he went about throwing about his weight, sitting in a certain palanquin that only existed in our wildest imaginations. Hallelujah. Who is Chairman Wontumi? Come here. Run the doors here. Kai. His full name is Bernard Enchibos Siakun. He's popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, Ghanaian politician, media proprietor, and business mogul, who currently serves as the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP. He was born on the 1st of May 1976, so he's 49 years old, 2 years behind me. And he's been Ashanti Regional Chairman from 2014. He went to Prempeh College, but he said he has no certificates. He also studied a bit of theology and security. At where? We don't know. They also call him the governor. Whilst in school, they called him Benghazi, because he used to do some sports. He was a very poor guy. Very poor. Born into a poor family. Starting as a cleaner in the UK. before returning to Ghana to build a diversified business empire. And how did he do it? Somebody in the UK told him, you know, you speak well and you like politics. Forget about your educational background. When you go to Ghana, there are idiots in that country who don't really think about the content of your head. They only listen to the noise coming out of your mouth. These so-called party communicators have no common sense. A lot of them. They put them there to make noise, to back Abronye and the rest of them. Tell me one who speaks sensibly. They see what is right, yet they have been programmed to speak against everything that is right for the nation. It's not about the country anymore. So Wontumi took the advice. Hey, we are sure. Hey, Charlie, radio, ni TV there. Buklongo. Omu kotu no bi oh. Asa. Oh. Kwa brofu de na ya. Omu kotu ade no. Ko twi de no. Kwa oh, didi atem. Who did you attempt to send me a son or send me a nubia? No. Yo. And when he came, he made it. He didn't even think about going back to the UK. Oh, yes. He rose from nothing to something. He started making cheap political money. And he has some business mind as well. So he went into mining. He became the CEO of Akunta Mining Limited and Hansol Mining with significant interest in gold concessions. This guy could sit on TV and radio and insult Mahama and call him a child defiler. He's different from a rapist. A rapist would have sex with somebody without consent. Defilement is when an underage child is involved. He called Mahama a guy who had defiled his own mate on TV. No respect. He was the Almighty. Anyone who crossed him a little bit, shoo, amamre kwainso, utibeko, utiate. He had significant gold concessions in the days of the NPP. The 8 years of the NPP in power saw him rise to the status of a fat party financier. Somebody who had nothing. He was a plate, dishwasher, right there in the UK. He became the owner of Wontumi Media. He wanted to be like Kennedy Japan. At a point, he even compared himself to Kennedy Japan. And he operated Wontumi TV and Wontumi Radio in Kumasi and beyond. He also went into real estates. He claims he owns over 100 houses in Kumasi from his own mouth and is currently building a massive palace estate in Kwadaso. That's Wontumi we are talking about. How did he make his money? Through Galamsey, illegal mining. According to so many different facts given to us, including members of his party, Professor Boateng from Boateng. But Nana Addo loved him so much, he protected him and became an accomplice in these criminal boys' things. He recently expanded into large-scale farming and commodity trading under WMI. And even that, he went to the banks and allegedly, fraudulently acquired loans with the support of his party in power then to swindle the state and rob the state. That's Wontumi we are talking about. He is considered one of the most powerful figures within the NPP due to his control over the Ashanti region, the party's world bank of votes. He was re-elected for a third consecutive term as a regional chairman in May 2022. In early 2026, he expressed interest in contesting for the NPP national chairmanship. He's tired of the Ashanti region. Maybe he feels that he won't get it anymore. because people have started opposing him. Now he wants the national chairmanship. Chairman Wontumi is currently facing a high-profile criminal trial regarding Samri Boy illegal mining case. And we told you about it, right? Flip.
Of family no so ocean must also unsubscribe subscribe and what I can also do me am my friend so inside to me academy. Do not forget to click on the notification bell so any update we drop biano won't so inside able to me academy obi so for family no and simply na ekoso eguda yanko ne go tesem na ekoso e wo family no so
Samri Boy Flip is accused of permitting unauthorized mining activities on his Akunta mining concession within a forest reserve. Today, he was in court. And that's why we are here. The Court of Appeal dismissed his application to halt the trial. He went to the High Court and he said, you know what? All these things they're saying about me doesn't hold water. There's no case against me. Nobody is able to say they saw me here mining. I was never involved in anything. My company, yes, but did they see me? And the court said, no, sir, there's enough evidence. You can't say that there is no case, and threw it out. He didn't end there. He went to the Court of Appeal, and today they threw it out again and said, come and open your case. He doesn't want to open it. And I'll tell you why in a bit. Now the High Court has given him a final deadline of May 5, 2026 to file his witness statements and open his defense. His lawyers are thinking about going to the Supreme Court. They don't want to open their trial because they know what is in there. And I'll tell you what is in there soon. While he often makes headlines for his bold claims of wealth, once claiming a $10 billion net worth. Did you hear that? This guy says he has a net worth of 10 billion American dollars. What a rich guy. His current focus is navigating these significant legal challenges in the mining sector. This is Chairman Wontumi. Can I now tell you why he is scared to go and start this? Now his Akunta mining is involved in so many allegations. Large-scale illegal mining. I'm saying, not small scale. Large scale, not artisanal mining. Somebody just holding chains and doing no. That's large scale illegal mining. Large scale galamsey. Jesus. In forest reserves. Samri Boy, he was also there. May 5, he would have to return to court. Flip. My brother, my sister. The appeal rejected has made him shiver. And as he was walking out of court today, he probably was telling himself, Irade, where am I going next? Samri Boy, the Tano Numri allegations form the background of public outcry. Flip. He made an illegal entry. The Minerals Commission confirmed that Akunta Mining never had a permit to enter or mine in the Tano Nimiri Forest Reserve. He went there with political power, according to Professor Frimpong Boateng, a man who was chosen by his own party to investigate this. Hey, he had a criminal syndicate as well, according to all these allegations. In fact, a criminal syndicate which was described as a syndicate that sold forest concessions to illegal miners for 300,000 Ghana cedis each. That's about $30,000. Investigators allege the company collected 250 grams of gold in weekly royalties from these illegal mines. And this is where Ghana is crying. His operations allegedly polluted the Tano River, a very peaceful river that people even worship. He went in there, allegedly, and destroyed the whole place. And destroyed approximately 13 hectares of protected forest. All the animals ran elsewhere. Oh my God. Wontumi is currently on a stop list at all Ghanaian airports, meaning he cannot leave the country until the trial concludes. Now the case is highly sensitive because Wontumi was previously exonerated in public comments by former President Akufo-Addo. You see why I called him irresponsible? With all these distractions, Nana Addo boldly came out and said that the man was not culpable. He was not doing illegal mining. Yet a committee that Nana Addo himself established found this guy to be guilty of these silly things. Now, I'm going to tell you why he doesn't want to go to court and open the case. Because his general manager, the general manager of Akunta Mining, his name is Edward Aquaku. Have you seen him before? Edward Aquaku, this guy. He said something to journalists. And I said, this guy is wise. You know what he said? He said, Debia Kokota. Ube una party for naba. Free Wontumi, free Wontumi, free Wontumi. Obian kase free Aquaku before. Obian kasada. Debia free Wontumi, free Wontumi. And so, yedi kokota. Yemi enu nyinara yedi ankof. Etu yense. Kodru ho a beti free Wontumi, free Wontumi. Na free Aquaku de obian kabida. Ohona mi hu say, "Hey! Ewiase asu. Mi wa mawo. Mi wa yiri o. Mi masuswa. Hey, anti mi kodem. We sunti na mi kodem. Yedi ska breno. Se Wontumi jina koyese. Mi de obi ama me kapreda. Na mi fresh party phone so a omukra omu mfi mi. Owa na mi say, "Hey, wade, Jimmy o." To be with, anytime they go to court, it is Wontumi everybody's looking at and asking to be freed. But as for him, it looked like he was on his own. Yet all the things that he did for Wontumi. What exactly did this guy, Edward Aquaku, do? Run the dossier. What did he do? And what did he tell investigators? What did he tell the courts? Run it. Flip. Now watch this. Under the Minerals and Mining Amendment Act 2019, Chairman Wontumi and Akunta Mining Limited are facing charges that carry severe mandatory prison sentences if convicted. The state has filed 13 counts against him, primarily on mining without a valid license, permitting illegal mining, flip, and more. Conspiracy to commit crime, money laundering. And when this happens, you know where he's going? He's going to prison for a minimum of 15 years. And some prophets in Ghana have even already started prophesying that they see him in jail for 15 years. And a maximum of 25 years. Heavy fines are awaiting him. 10,000 to 15,000 penalty units. Approximately 120,000 Ghana cedis to 180,000 Ghana cedis. And Wontumi has been defending it. Flip. He would also forfeit his assets. His trial is scheduled for May 7, 2026. Flip. This is Aquaku, the former general manager of Akunta Mining. He is considered the smoking gun in the prosecution's case. You know what that means? Smoking gun. The last piece of evidence that cannot be defended. That's a smoking gun. Why is his testimony critical? The key to the gates of the prison for Wontumi to enter. Edward Aquaku was Wontumi's right-hand man who handled the day-to-day operations of the company. His decision to cooperate with the state changed the momentum of the trial. He had a direct link to Wontumi and reportedly testified that he acted solely on the instructions of Chairman Wontumi when allowing miners into the forest reserve. His own right-hand man, general manager of his Akunta mining, said, Wontumi is lying. I was the one Wontumi told to allow the Chinese and all those people into the forest, and that he had political power. Nobody could stop. And true to his words, he had that power. So we allowed them in there to go and destroy the forests. That's what he said. And he has evidence. Flip. He provided investigators with records and a WhatsApp chat history showing how gold was collected from illegal miners and delivered to Wontumi's representatives. WhatsApp chats. China for no miensa bi beba omo ba biesuma omo wai mo omo nko forest no mo bipo no bibia ewo bipo no. If you listen to some of these conversations, you will cry for Ghana. Policy for be say miensa ebeba ho ebe hwe ho party enti omo de say wonim say sir. He showed all this to investigators. He confirmed under oath that the company knowingly operated in the Tano Nimri Forest Reserve despite being warned by the Forestry Commission that they had no valid license. He was their right-hand man. And he told him, Wontumi, they said we shouldn't go in there. We don't have the license. Wontumi said, I have the political muscle. And our irresponsible president supported this crook. He gave an eyewitness account of how mining equipment was moved into the Samri Boy area under the cover of night to avoid detection by the Operation Halt military task force. Such dangerous criminals destroying our nation. Then they will come and say that, no, it's political witch hunt. Can you believe this? Before Aquaku turned witness, Wontumi's legal team argued that the chairman was a distant owner. Listen, who didn't know the specifics of field operations. Aquaku's testimony effectively destroyed the plausible deniability defense. Listen to the trick they were trying to use on Aquaku. Oh, Wontumi there, he was the owner, but he was a distant owner. He was away. He only financed the project. He didn't really know where these guys were going. So if anything at all, blame them and the general manager and everybody, not Wontumi. When he realized it, he quickly said, sir, I don't think I must say free Wontumi now. And they mate. Confirmed the illegal subleasing of concessions to third parties and cash. And he identified specific locations where forest land was cleared under Akunta Mining's protection. Only an insider will be able to see this. And now Wontumi has realized that, flip, that Irade, acquire ye mama, anka lawyer for no, Irade, acquire kusie, Irade, acquire kusie papa, what can I? To discredit Aquaku. His lawyers, Wontumi's lawyers, have labeled Aquaku as a disgruntled former employee who was fired for alleged theft and is now seeking revenge. They are currently challenging the admissibility of the WhatsApp messages he provided, claiming they were tampered with. WhatsApp messages you haven't heard. Now you are saying they have been tampered with. Flip. My brother, my sister, this is Aquaku. He was the right-hand man of Wontumi. He saw how the trial was going. How Wontumi wanted to pull himself out and push all of them into the pit. Maybe he even told them, you know what? Munko them. Unim. Minya kwa. And chebia mumma bese 1 week. And this guy, one more thing he says, and we'll close with that. You know what he said that touched me? He said when Iyoko arrested him and Wontumi, people were coming to visit Wontumi and they were giving him fufu and akrantie. Onudie. Oshosa. This is Iyoko fo ebe manu tea. Tea no kro kantin. Omu be manu tea. He sat back. He said his wife spoke to him and said, "Hey, Ojo. Auntie, who called them? I never share my. Yeah, Kojo. Yeah, Kojo. Kojo. Hey. Hey. That was where he changed his mind that, nah, he will speak the truth. And he approached the Attorney General. And the Attorney General told him, you go to court and speak nothing but the truth. We are not interested in victimizing anybody. All we want is the truth. Are you ready for that? No personal vendetta. He said, I'll do it. And today, Wontumi knows that if he goes in there to open his case, Edward would be there to open up everything. Text messages, voice notes, photographs, videos.
Sia ahana ebredi be say dwumadi na ebebe so so on subscribe be subscribe no like no share dwumadi ama from so ensa etum akabe do not forget to click on the notification button so any update be drobiano won so ensa ebetumi akabe so for come to stop best political news onya no be POG me da na be not always been POG me da na be pick up best political news say be mo the echo and the eba e Ghana amanyes mo buta for makram